Start tonight's program, something we talk about all the time, but it is worth mentioning. It's been paramount in my mind and heart over the last 21 months and, quite frankly, the last 11 years. The National MS Society is a collective of passionate individuals who want to do something about MS now, to move together towards a world free of multiple sclerosis. Multiple sclerosis is comprised of unpredictable and often disabling flare ups of the central nervous system. Such flare-ups disrupt the flow of information within the brain and between the brain and the body. The National MS Society is the largest private funder of MS researchers in the world. They're investing more than $1 billion to date. MS stops people from moving, but the National MS Society exists to make sure that MS doesn't. To contact the National MS Society, please call 1-800-344-4867. Once again, 1-800-344-4867. Or go to our website at nationalmssociety.org. Of note, we are still raising money for the National MS Society through a Venture to a Cure. This was done in conjunction with the Walk MS back in April. The fundraising page for A Venture to a Cure is at rebrand.ly/A Venture to a Cure, and the fundraising effort will exist through the rest of the month, September 30th. Thank you to all of you who have gone to the National MS Society to learn more about multiple sclerosis and demyelination. It touches me and over to 1 million people in this country who have multiple sclerosis in so many ways. And we appreciate all of you. And on that,
it's time to talk.
Bruce doesn't really think about many things. You know, he lives the life of a Maine Coon cat. A lovely, lovely Maine Coon cat. An incredibly nice Maine Coon cat. He's got a personality of gold. But the one thing I know deep down in his heart as he tries to go to sleep, as I'm trying to annoy him right now, which I'm not, is that he really, really, really loves a conversation about anything and everything. We're about to do that with Mehas, Paul Burke, and all of you because this is VF Talks. Hello, and hope you're having a great Labor Day weekend with a U or without a U, depending on what side of the border you're on. I am JV, and Nat is a cantankerous sidekick that has been on the show for almost 2 years, and it is an honor to have you, Rex. I'm saying nice things about you, even though you're saying really horrible things. Oh man, the vitriol that comes around that Triceratops mouth. If there was only one way we could figure that out, we'd have a way to basically draw another 3 years out of that character. Anywho, good evening to everybody on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter. It is an honor and pleasure to see all of you. Let's see who wins the door prize this evening, and that is going to go to our friend from north of the border, and that of Michelle on YouTube, who says hello with a wave and the hearts around the face and the Canadian flag. Hope you are doing well this evening. We also have Marilyn with 3 waves and 3 purple hearts who says hi JV and Matt. Hi Marilyn, 3 waves and 3 blue hearts right back at you. And then, if that's not anything else, I'm going to bring up the comment that I think is most evident of a certain co-host who says, in my mind, I think I am fabulous. I'm not 100% sure that's accurate, though, Marilyn. So on that, I think it's time to only say hi to Mr. Matt Haas.
Hey, JV, how are you?
I'm doing okay. I've gone past the point where I'm trying to say, who's this awesome fun? You took the one good comment in there. I said, you know what? That's a good segue. Said it, brought you on. And I think a year from now, I'll have this show all mastered.
If I were to follow the George Costanza way of entertainment, I have to leave on a high note. See ya.
Then you're going to Akron, Ohio, right? After the jerk store comment, the jerk store joke.
It's good to be here. Good to be here.
It's good to have you. It's very good to have you. I just wanted to take a quick shout out real quick to everybody that joined us last Friday. That last Friday was absolutely crazy, and I gotta tell you, every now and then we have an episode like last Friday, and it was really, really good. So thank you everybody who was on last Friday. Thank you for everybody who's here now on this Labor Day weekend. And we have on YouTube, we have Laura Williams who says hello. Laura, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Ready for the long weekend, Matt?
I am ready. It has been a heck of a week, man. A lot of grinding at the full-time job.
A lot of grinding at the full-time job.
Well, everything's kind of blowing up, and everybody wants my fabulous solution. And now everything's been accelerated, and I gotta make it happen. So I'm kind of freaking out. But hey, I'm plowing through it.
If there's one thing I've realized over time, Matt, if there's anybody I know that can make something happen, it is definitely you, Matt. Yeah. It is definitely you.
Well, it's one thing to create something awesome, and it's another thing to have the entire company embrace said awesomeness, because you have to deal with people. And I don't know if you know anything about people, but people can be difficult. So I'm bracing for that stuff.
The one thing I know about people, Matt, is in the fact that people who need people are the luckiest people in the world.
Very lyrical.
Very lyrical. Michelle says last Friday was fun with the hearts around the face and the sunglasses. Yeah. Oh, it was a good time for sure.
We do have a good time.
Always.
And then I had a, what's The Godfather? Every time I'm out, they're pulling me back in. So I finally, get my head above water, and I'm like, okay. And then I get this text message, and it's from my freelance client. And my freelance client, which is I have one large web development client, like big company. So I'm like a small, medium-sized business kind of person. I do on my own. But this one client's the big client.
The big
kahuna. He says, I've been trying to get a hold of you for 2 weeks. You don't seem to be answering my emails. I'm like, what? So here, I guess the important flag went away on Gmail, because I just bubble everything up to important and ignore everything that's not important. I was like, oh, He goes, yeah, here's a laundry list of things I need done. I'm like, okay, let me look at it. So like I knocked the first 2 things off right away and getting things moving. So it's all good. It's all good. Yeah.
Marilyn says, life is simple. People make it hard with 3 thumbs up. Spot on, Marilyn. Spot on.
What's the acronym? It stands for problems between brain and keyboard or something. PepCat. There's like a internal message board abbreviation between tech people when it's just the person's just being thick and doesn't know how to do. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but you got to brace for that. Like when you make material, like you've got to spell everything out. Like you can't shortcut everything. This menu, choose this item, hit return, then highlight the column and then the enter button. You click anyway, it's tough.
And then you have to translate those instructions into different languages too.
Oh man,
including Esperanto.
But no, I'm kind of talking with a little bit of angst. Everything is fine. I love these type of problems. I thrive in that environment, and I always come out on top of it.
I don't sense the angst in your voice, Matt.
Well, I'm just first world problems,
That's right. That's absolutely right. That's absolutely right.
I was telling John about my terrible hardship before we went live. Like for 5 days. Are you sitting down? Are you sitting? Because this is just
last time I checked. Yeah.
Just horrible. I had to wear shoes for 5 days straight, and it's just driving me nuts. Where's the wah wah wah?
Oh, you want it? You want it? Here you go. There you go.
No, I kid. I have some foot issues, and I'm wearing shoes instead of doing what I normally do, which is going barefoot. So I can't be barefoot for a short while, and it's
Well, your podiatrist would kill you for doing it.
Yeah. Probably, but we'll see. All good here. Not complaining. Nothing to complain about.
Oh, we got another guest here. It looks like well, hang on one second. Wait for it, folks. That looks like
mystery guest.
It looks like mystery guest. It looks like Mr. Paul Burke, who for some weird reason is not popping up. Hang on one second, Paul. There we go. I don't know why you're coming up as guest 4.
There he is.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Doing
Mr.
well.
Burke,
How
I'm
are you?
good. Hope you're well.
I'm good. Yeah.
How are things in the Sacramento area?
Melting. They're on fire. It's like a weekend of like 105 to 110. So stay inside. Stay inside. Watch a movie.
Are you not charging your electric vehicle?
I'm not. I don't have an electric vehicle. Do you guys have electric vehicles?
No.
I do not.
No. I'm killing the environment. Yeah. No,
Exactly.
I don't either. So,
Paul, what's your take on shoes?
big fan. Huge fan. I'm okay with sandals. I like sandals too, but they have to be like sandals that cover. I like a sandal that covers the heel. So you're walking along, you got that stability. It's not going to slide out, trip, look like a fool.
Stability.
I basically like I like sandals that almost are shoes. I like shoes so much. I like my sandals to look like them.
Michelle says, oh gosh, Matt, you okay, bud? Wearing shoes, ick. And Marilyn says, hi, Paul, with a wave and a purple heart.
Hey, Marilyn's over there on the Awesome Fun Things channel. Thanks for giving me a click. Appreciate that, Marilyn.
Wait, so Matt, Marilyn, first, hello. It's lovely to see you. Secondly, Matt, you don't like shoes?
No. I would go barefoot 24/7 if I could.
How do I say this politely? Matt, do you have toes that make people just rock hard?
Well, I don't know how to answer that one.
Well, I'm saying a lot of people have ugly toes, and they don't have enough awareness to tuck those bad boys in some shoes.
Listen, I am not an expert in this field, but I think my feet are right up there with some of the best.
Oh, God.
Everything's perfectly
shaped. That's a bold claim.
The hair is minimal.
Interesting.
I think they're okay.
Michelle
Hey,
for the
Michelle.
Shine Paul. Um, do you think you have the hearts and minds of all the fetishists out there, Matt?
Doesn't cross my mind. I have
Okay,
no
good.
idea.
Just keeping 100.
Yeah, I'll have to do some research and get back to you.
Sorry.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah. No. Okay. So interesting. So around the house, you live that Hobbit lifestyle.
I do. And now, of course, when I go in the wood shop, I've got to put on shoes because it's very dangerous down there with the equipment and all the glass and metal shavings and wood
Sure.
chips on the, it would just be a disaster. So I have to do that.
Same. Probably the same reason you wear a cup every time you walk into that.
There you go.
Yeah.
But
That's
if
a
I'm
good
getting the
extension
mail
to
or
that.
something, I'll go outside with that. I used to walk around the neighborhood barefoot. I just.
No. Did you?
Oh yeah, just the sidewalk.
Oh, I can't do that. That's horrifying.
Love
Did
it.
you ever control your car with your feet?
Yeah, sometimes. Treadmill. I'm always barefoot on the treadmill. Always, with the exception of this week, which I had to force myself into shoes, which I was not happy about. But yeah,
Interesting.
Especially when
That
you
is
go
a
into the
jacket.
quarry.
What?
it's the heat. My feet get hot. I don't like hot feet, so I just would rather not wear anything.
I've never thought about hot feet. I think I get hot feet too. I just always assumed wrap them up.
And then I had one of those. What's the machine called where it
My
makes the
feet,
art-
JV. My feet.
Of course. But you should really. Never mind. Go ahead.
What's that machine that does the artificial wave you can surf on, like at amusement parks? There's
A
sort of
wave
like-
runner, a wave glider,
Yeah, a
something like
wave
that.
runner. They give you a little paddle board. You go out there, and you try and do the surfboard, and then you fall down, and it forces you back because it's so much pressure. Well,
Yeah.
one time I was doing that, and I got all the way to the jets. I kind of rocked forward, and I went off of the boogie board. I put my foot down. It was 4 inches from the jet, and the jet was blasting water on my foot. And I think I have permanent nerve damage from that one event when I must have been 25 at the time, because
Yikes.
that has been with me ever since that incident. And the guy told me, he's like, "You don't want to stand there." I'm like, "I'm standing straight up. It's not making me fall." Like I was like kind of giving him what for, but he was trying to warn me, "Hey, that could hurt you."
Michelle is shamefully admitting that she likes Crocs, but not in public. But Crocs rock. playing with the rhyme there, and we have Jaden on YouTube who says hello, with a purple heart and a flower.
Hello, Jaden. I've always heard good things about Crocs. I've never owned any, but it's not because of a disgust for them. I've just never owned a pair of Crocs, but I hear they're very comfortable.
I used to wear the flip-flop kind, not the ugly, all encasing kind. But when they are wet, if they ever get wet on the inside, then my foot would slip inside the Croc, and then you could take a tumble pretty easily. And when you have the flip-flop style, it's much more dangerous because the regular Croc it completely encases your foot, of course.
That Croc slippage.
Yeah,
Got it.
there's
So
slippage.
hot tip for anybody trying to bump a family member off: buy them Crocs, take them to the lake, go for a walk.
Plausible deniability.
Exactly right.
Mhm. Gosh, I didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hey, I'd like to show both of you something.
Uh-oh.
It has to do with the word smash.
Smash. All right, hang on one sec. Of course, I gotta get to the right scene here, and then get this.
what my
and then,
friend sent me.
there you go.
Look at that. The
Oh
smash
my
burger.
God!
Up to 6 smash burger patties.
Son of a bee sting! Oh my God! Where is this? Where is
Dave
this
and
burger?
Buster's.
Oh my God!
So, crispy patties, American cheese, lettuce, tomato, red onion, pickles, Thousand Island, fries. Super
go
stack
back
it
to
by
that.
adding up to 3 more patties, total of 6.
Can you imagine doing that on a first date? I mean, you might as well just say, I don't want to be touched afterwards.
I'm not touching you. I said, oh, and then Matt
Not
Matt was so excited he just dropped off, and there he's back. He was so enamored by the 6 patties of meat that he knocked himself off.
Yeah, I threw myself off the show. Sorry about that.
Michelle has not had dinner yet, so
Michelle, I sincerely apologize.
or not. Uh, and then Marilyn says, "What about us? What about us?" That's a mouthful.
A lot of room to share with that smash.
So let's talk about that for a second. Places you should not take your first date.
Good question. Well, I think it depends on how coordinated you are. If you're coordinated, like hatchet throwing, that could be
Ooh.
very cool, kind of showing off what skills you have. If you're not good at those sorts of things, lean into your strengths, I guess.
Eating ribs is probably not a good first date because it gets
No.
very sloppy.
Chippendales show, probably not great.
April says family dinner is probably not good for a first date. Agreed.
Family dinner is probably not.
Now, see, there's one thing that is both great and awful for a first date.
Oh, that's you. Hang on. A funeral at a crab house. Yeah, that's not good either.
Funeral.
So
April,
a
you're a
comedy
genius.
club with you sitting in the front row, not a good first date. Comedy club with you in the back row, excellent first date.
Yeah, because you're worried the comic is gonna like rip you, shred you.
Oh, yeah. They're usually relentless.
Depends on the kind of comic. If you have a comic that works blue, then yeah, get ready. If you have a comic that is very PC, like a Brian Regan or something, then I wouldn't really worry about that. Big yellow one's the sun. I'm not going to really worry about that.
Also, like I think the thing that I've found with comics is you can kind of sense like where they're trying to go with the bit, and if you just respect that in the front row and don't try to like be funny, if you try to be funny, they will stab you in your heart. Like 100%, they'll be like, "Nope, this is my show." But if you kind of like, acquiesce to their like, jabs, then they're usually okay. They'll let you go. Did you get shredded on a date or something? Also, I guess the other time
At a comedy
the comic will attack you is if there is a wild disparity between the two of you. If you are batting way outside your league and he is like highlighting how attractive she is, then they might raise that issue. If it's like, why is this happening? Why does this pairing exist? So that might
You're a
happen.
5 and she's a 10, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, to your own house, says Marilyn. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's
not
right.
a good first date. Or it could be a great first date. I guess it depends on how it goes.
I think it goes from 0 to 60 in like a second. I think that'd be a little concerning.
Maybe.
Marilyn says hi to April with a wave and a purple heart. Yeah, I mean, so that's certainly one thing to think about. We always talk about this on the show, but Fogo, Brazilian steakhouses, where you're eating copious amounts of meat, is that first date material?
For me, it is because
Hell yeah.
Because if there's an issue on the other end, then I got to think about long term.
That's an elimination point, right? It's like you can't handle this. We're done. We're done.
We're carnivores at the Haas house. Everything we eat has to have a face. Like that's the rule.
Has to have a face. April saying hello to Marilyn. Marilyn saying hello to April. Yeah, it has to have a face. I like to consider myself more of an omnivore. I'm okay with the vegetables. I'm okay with the plants.
I like the vegetables too. Not the fungus though. See,
See, that's where we disagree.
No, forget it. Forget it.
Hen?
Photosynthesis or a face. Those are has to have one of those two requirements.
Hen of the woods mushrooms. That is my jam. Love them.
L to the no.
Well, that is a shame.
It's almost alien. Like, what doesn't require sunlight to grow? I'm like scared.
Michelle says, PETA, people eating tasty animals? Yeah.
Hey, when the apocalypse comes and it's time to resort to cannibalism, vegans are the closest thing to grass-fed meat.
Oh, these guys on Rim Shot. That's great. That's fantastic.
No, I love the vegans. No disrespect, but
Michelle loves herself some shrimmage. Is that a word? Shrimmage.
oh,
Paul, how do you stand on the meat?
I love meat.
Good.
I'm for it. I don't think I could ever stop. Big fan. Also fine with shrooms. Not a fan of onions. That's where I draw the line. No thanks. Not in my world.
You like long walks in the park, and
I do.
there you go.
Like now you know
peppers.
me. You know me completely.
It's like basically framing your Match.com profile right now. It's fantastic. It's good.
I'm okay with peppers.
Sweet peppers are the lowest rung.
Oh wow, shots fired.
Whoa. Ooh.
Bold.
Why?
Flavor, lack thereof.
Even those red peppers at the market table at Fogo, those wonderful pappardelles.
I do like sweet peppers, but I'd rather have
Papadoos rather.
yeah.
Yeah, there's a great pepper. I like that. Of course, I love hotter the peppers better. Of course, I love a good jalapeno or chipotle or any sort of African ghost pepper.
Well, hey now.
If I'm not sweating and praying to God that I'm going to live through it, I don't think I'm doing it correctly.
If you ever get itchy after consuming like very hot food, like go to the ER immediately. Like that's the sign that the end is near. I'm serious. Like, if you're like, oh, I can eat 20 ghost pepper wings, and then you do it, and then an hour later your back is all scratchy and won't stop itching, and like you're sweating, like that's like you've got 2 hours to live.
2 hours
What
left.
That's why you never wear a wool sweater to when you're eating hot peppers, because you just you're like, oh, I'm so itchy. I don't know why.
Funny enough, the night that I made it to the Wall of Flame at Cluck You Chicken back in State College, Pennsylvania, about 20 some odd years ago, I think I was wearing a wool sweater. Go figure.
There you go. I don't know.
That was due to 3 911 wings that got me on the Wall of Flame, and boy, that kicked my ass and then some. It certainly did. But like a champ. Ask me to do that today, I don't think would happen. I don't think it would happen today. No. Matt, I think he could do it. No problem. Matt's got it.
Oh, I used to destroy the super hot foods. Not anymore. No. Things change as you get older.
You breathe the wrong way, you've pulled your back. I mean, that's the way aging works these days.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
How hot is it in Sacramento right now? Is it like 149 degrees? What's going on over there?
No, it's not that bad. Honestly, it's going to get bad on Monday and Tuesday. It's like 104 or 5. It's fine. I mean, it is what it is. It's Sacramento. It's what happens in the summer. Everybody acts like it's a big deal, but it just is what it is.
Take a drive to the ocean. Jump in.
No, I guess even the oceans are hot. That's the thing. Like, I guess it's called something like especially like a giant dome of heat on top of like Northern California. So like no matter where you go, even up in the foothills, because I thought about going for a drive and like, going up to Truckee or something, which is really beautiful. But they're like, nope, you're still gonna be hot up there. It's hot just everywhere. So I think that's why people are freaking out, because you can't escape it. Like you can always escape it in California or in Sacramento, but now you can't. I think people are like, oh God, I can't get out. So
I'm stuck in hell.
In hell. And it's fine. We'll be in hell until Wednesday. That's fine. So, but that's also coming from somebody who has air conditioning. So, look at me.
Air conditioning's good.
I'm a huge fan. So
You got central air, got a good HVAC system over there.
I got a quality system.
There you go.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. Got top quality. Hey, I have a theory. This popped in my head today because I'm trying to eat healthier recently, and that means I don't eat very late. So this is kind of a non sequitur. If you're okay going here, I'm just curious.
Anything and everything. You know how this works, Paul.
Boom. There we go. And I'm curious. You guys are smart gentlemen. I thought maybe you'll have a thoughts on this. I'm eating healthier, so I'm not eating as late. I have a theory that I'm having better dreams or more dreams and memorable dreams because and it's going to be a little wacky. So just kind of like roll your eyes privately. That because I'm not eating late, I'm not digesting late, which is like allowing, like my body doesn't have to send like blood. I can't believe I'm saying this out loud. It's not sending blood to like organs to like digest, so it can send more blood to the brain, and then the blood's just kind of hanging out there more, you know, given my dreams a chance to like percolate and grow. And my theory is that by not eating as late, more blood is getting in my brain, and that is causing more dreams to happen. Thoughts?
Do you have an issue with sleep apnea, Paul?
I sleep. Yes, I'm pretty sure I do, though I've never been able to make it through a night testing myself with that little face hugger mask.
Okay.
So
I would almost say that ending your consumption of food at like the 6 or 7 o'clock hour, maybe even 8, assuming that your bedtime's 11 or 12.
Yep, you're right.
Is probably a step in the right direction because your body is not doing that sort of work when you're asleep. Your body's digestion is happening when you're awake. That you could take on other things, that you're actually physically active, you know, moving from one place to another, even if it is being awake. Your body is definitely being doing a service by that. One fun fact about this, not necessarily a wives' tale, because we look at, you know, dietary programs of the last 40, 50 years. There is an organization, don't know if they're still in business, called Diet Center. And their major hallmark, the bottom of their food log, was do not eat anything after 8 o'clock. And that was exactly the point, because the body needs to start digesting and going through process well before you actually say, you know what, I'm going to bed. So there is a lot of truth to that.
Yeah, my doctor always used to say, don't eat after 6 or 7, because he's like, it kind of just gets converted into fat. I don't know if that's precisely the situation, but
not precisely. It's just because of your systems.
Yeah. So
my layman's comment, it was along the same lines, that it's just your body's not working. Not so much the blood thing, but it's just doing less when you're already eating hours and hours before you go to bed. That's kind of my thought.
Michelle says a psychologist once told her that eating snack of cheese before bed brings weird dreams.
Ooh, Michelle, I'm going to try that. I could use a weird dream. I'll mix it in.
I usually
What kind of
big,
cheese?
Big block of cheese, like an apple, just biting right in.
Are we talking Monterey Jack? Are we talking a sharp cheese?
Exactly. What do you suggest? Have you tried it, Michelle?
A hard
what
cheese?
Did you get? Michelle, what kind of weird dreams did you have after eating some brie? Just some freaky stuff? What happened? Getting chased by a jackalope?
Well, if you eat jack cheese, it would be jackalope, I'm sure. But brie,
makes sense.
And maybe any sort of like a smoked Gouda, perhaps. Maybe
Monterey Jack. You were on the Monterey coast being a fisherman.
Yeah.
Don't eat the 6-patty smash burger before bed.
Said differently, do that and see what happens. April says pickles do too, as far as strange dreams. Michelle says just like a cheddar she tried, and it was kind of wild. LOL.
Ooh, Michelle, now we're talking. I got some cheddar just sitting in my fridge.
I got some cheddar, if you know what I'm saying. I gotta follow that up.
I'm down with some cheddar.
There you go. There you go.
Love for some cheddar.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, so tonight I'm going to drop some acid and then take some cheddar. It's going to be so good.
Stop myself.
Oh, I was hoping.
Oh.
I saw you about to drink, and I was like, oh, it's all coming
together. I got it. He pulled back. It happens. Yeah, cheddar. Cheddar causes strange dreams, apparently.
I'm gonna try it.
Yeah. But I'm
How can you
thinking of
not
the
try it?
I'm thinking about the cheese table, the cheese cart at you go to fancy restaurants or whatnot. They got a giant table of cheese. You know, so you have your main meal and then you have a cheese course and then you have dessert. And I'm thinking about what kind of cheeses on that very voluminous table would create the most craziest dreams.
Yeah, Michelle, do you offer like a Udemy course on like cheese dreams and just? Oh, we should try it, guys. We should all. No, this is stupid, but we should all take some shots of different cheeses and then go to
Mm.
bed and then just, maybe diary, just dear diary. Tonight I had some Monterey Jack and this is what happened, and
We'll
we just
compare
see if we
notes.
all kind of exactly. Maybe we all have like, oh, Brie really makes us scared.
It's on our new channel called Fromage Awesome.
Don't tempt me to
Love it.
make more YouTube
That's
channels.
exactly what I was trying to do.
I have too many. Someone stop me from making new
He has
YouTube channels.
786 channels.
I was thinking about making a video on how to make a YouTube channel and go through every step. But at the end of it, I would have a new YouTube channel, and I don't want a new YouTube channel.
Or do you? Or do you?
Oh, damn you, John.
Michelle says, haha, the cheese stream experiment. You know who'd be an interesting perspective on this, Paul? Because you have a shameless plug for tomorrow. Tina Bensman.
100%.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw that out to her.
What time is your little Life is Strange 2 Electric Boogaloo tomorrow?
1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern.
4
you're
Eastern,
in-
1 Pacific.
Yeah, and Life is Strange, interesting game. Like, bring your tissues, baby, because it's usually like sad, so it'll be interesting.
Buckle up. It's going to be a fun ride.
So yeah,
Spe-
but Tina would be down. So maybe we'll go on some crazy cheese dreams together.
Yeah, I mean, if you want a third party in the cheese dream experience, let me know. Be very interested in taking that on. I also a little bit of an internal note that I'm just making external because hey, whatever.
Yeah.
I would like to get Tina back on the show to talk about IFS because of all the people I know who is a good expert of internal family systems, it's definitely Tina. So Tina, if you're watching this,
There you
would
go.
love to have you on the show to talk about IFS once again because I think there are so many things we need to understand about parts theory and internal family systems and all that stuff. So
That's cool. Yeah, you should reach out to her. And she's, exciting thing for her. She's just about to get over 1,000 subs too. So that was a cool little thing. Yeah,
that is awesome.
that was very cool. So
Like, comment,
are good.
subscribe on Tina's channel. She is a phenomenal host, and I love the gameplay sessions that you've done with her, and even the ones that she's done on her own with the 109,000 scenarios with Life is Strange 1. And
man, if you like those like story driven games and want to see like every possibility, like she loves story driven games so much and just like puts her heart into it. Yeah, she really, which makes sense. That's why she calls it playing with heart. That makes sense. But
Brilliant.
boy, she really loves just kind of diving into those stories.
yeah,
It's cool. Yeah.
let's see. As far as the weekend is concerned, yeah, apparently it's a long day week. It's a long 3-day weekend, whatnot. Things have
Yeah, what are you
funny
doing?
things. Well, it's a good question because I know I have a long run scheduled for Sunday, 13 miles, but like it doesn't feel like September. It doesn't feel like the end of this summer. Absolutely went by really quickly.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like September.
Yeah, the last half really sprinted for me, for sure.
Michelle says, "I'm so going to try this cheese dream thing again this week."
Nice. Michelle, let us know next week because
Good luck to you.
If you want to jump on and tell us next Friday on the next VF Talks, we'd be more than happy to hear it. We'd love that.
we're all a bunch of like little cheese dream scientists just
Yeah.
taking notes.
Unofficially, that sort of thing.
Like, oh, 1 ounce does nothing, but 3 ounces? I'm tripping. Yeah.
We got our friend Serenity Studio Art who says, hello, everyone. I'm going to try that to not eat past 8 p.m. now so I can remember my dreams better now because I try to analyze my dreams.
Nice.
That must be a good exercise for an artist, because maybe you might want to paint some of the dreams that you've had, and she's a painter.
Could be a very vivid dream that you can actually come up with some really incredible stuff. Not to say that your stuff isn't incredible. It is. But oh my God. It's like next level.
Could be. See, designing business advice from VF Talks.
As we say, Matt, Paul, this is a conversation about anything and everything, including cheese, including dreams, including trying to make me spit out my club soda while,
I got goals.
Michelle says she'll be the cheesy correspondent from Canada. Sponsored by Tim Hortons. Oh man. Anybody doing barbecues for Labor Day? Is that a thing? I know Memorial Day or Independence Day used to be a big barbecue thing. Anyone doing a Labor Day sort of barbecue, picnic, whatever?
Not I.
No, I'm not. That sounds really good, but as of right now, no. Yeah.
And Matt, you know that the weekend after, on the 11th, we have Fogo with Friends registered trademark.
Oh, right. On the 9th. Well, never mind. I have something to do around 8:39. I guess I can do the show. I was thinking I wouldn't be able to do the show next Friday, but since it's a late night thing, I think I can. So never mind.
Yeah, we can definitely get it in as quickly as possible. That didn't sound right at all. She says, "Oh, thank you. Yes, I have an artist friend who often paints imagery from her dreams. I would like to do that indeed."
Nice.
That's
The
cool.
cheese-inspired art contest. We should make it a challenge. Art challenge.
Art challenge. The cheese
Eat
art
a bunch
challenge.
of cheese, go to sleep, trip balls, and then paint.
Oh, this was Serenity's cheese period, where she was taking Gouda between September and December.
I'm telling you, it's going straight to MoMA. It's gonna go straight to MoMA. I'm telling you, it's gonna be a gallery exhibit in the Museum of Modern Art. It's gonna happen. I'm telling you.
Moma sounds like a type of cheese.
Yes.
I had nowhere to go with that. I was just
Just throw it out there, see what happens.
Hey, sounds like a cheese. So tonight I realized so I can do 3 things tonight, and I realized it is the hat trick of nerdy.
The hat trick of nerdy.
It is the hat trick of nerdy. Here are the 3 things I can do tonight.
Hey, Tinkerbell.
I can go buy some Magic cards because a new set came out. Magic the Gathering. Pretty nerdy. There is a SAC anime convention, which is also tonight. I could go to that. Or I could attend a drone flying real estate course over Zoom, which is at 8 p.m. Eastern time, 5 p.m. Pacific, because I'm pretty sure that it's designed towards men. And like I was telling Kira, I think they know drone flying men probably have their Friday nights available. So it's like, those are the 3 things I could do.
But wait a minute. It's over Zoom. Why not do both?
That's true. I should walk around SAC anime as I'm on the Zoom call.
Marilyn says the fur baby's in the house. I love Tinkerbell with the hearts and the smiley faces.
Thank you. She loves you too. She's doing good. She has her ailments, but she's not in any pain, and she's happy. So we're happy. But I think she needs to go out, so I need to take her out.
As far as the drone real estate thing, I wonder if Monty Cohn has anything to do with that.
Got it. But maybe. I don't know.
He's the keynote speaker.
I'll let you know. I'll find out soon.
There's a guy that knows the importance of video for business, because he'd blow everyone away because he would take the gimbal in with him and then shoot the houses with the nice panning and everything. Like he stepped it up. It's important. Video is important.
Remember when we used to have our gimbal follies, Paul? Like we never had a good experience with gimbals. I mean, I remember the
No.
one time I was doing the Walk
Yeah.
MS from the virtual one back in 21. The gimbal was horrible.
hmm That was at the begin. That was at the beginning of our live streaming film content creating. I mean, I'm sure now our gimbal game is on point. So
Okay, I'll be back. Make sure you only say bad things about me in my
Okay.
absence.
All right. 3, 2. Okay.
whew, so that purple shirt, am I right?
Jesus Christ, are you kidding me?
Oh man, double points. Who
Double
is this
point. He's a
guy?
double pointer. As he holds the lovely Tinkerbell, the double pointing. Oh man. Yeah, I guess gimbals in 21 are different than gimbals in 22, huh?
Times have changed.
Yeah.
Yeah, had some bad luck, but it's turning around.
I remember buying the cheapest sort of gimbal on Amazon. And that was the one that I used for the walk and whatnot. It's like, I think I need to go back and try to buy another gimbal now.
Are you gonna like bring any sort of GoPro or anything when you're running your marathon? Not that I mean, God knows running your first marathon is gonna take enough of brain power and focus. Like, were you gonna like do anything to record?
I might do a video. I might do a 3 or 5 minute video log piece before I run it. And then I
Got
might
it.
do a 3 or 5 minute video log piece afterwards. Sort of like what I did after Carrie, even with the music blasting in the background. Just
hmm
that's probably my game plan. I don't think of carrying a GoPro or anything with me to do it.
Yeah.
I think my luck right now is to just try to finish the darn thing.
Yeah.
And
No,
not
that's
die, Paul. And not die. You
yeah.
know?
Big goal. Big
Mhm.
goal. Honestly, here's the thing. I don't be a devil on your shoulder. There's no shame in walking. I mean, there's no shame in like just kind of being like, I gotta walk this mile. Deal with it.
That's what I
Um,
do. That's
yeah,
what
yeah, yeah.
I'm trying to remember the conversation from last Friday. It's like, there are some people that know I'm going to be in Portland on October 2nd.
hmm
If they want
hmm
to do a little bit of a video here, a video there, I'd be more than happy. I would be honored. So just a
Well,
shout out.
I will bring my. I'm gonna try to make it up. So
Okay.
my plan right now is to make it. I'm not sure if I'm gonna drive because it's a pretty drive. It's a long drive, but it's a pretty drive. Um, or just fly.
Hmm.
But the problem with flying, if I fly, I don't have a car. You know what I mean? Like it's not like the most walkable city. Portland's not known for its walkability.
The
Like, I
drivability
mean,
is kind of horrible too.
yeah, I mean, I guess it is walkable once you're in the core, but I don't know. Yeah, so I thought maybe just drive and then just kind of have freedom to kind of move around and do a bunch of stuff. But yeah, definitely see the marathon.
Yeah, the one thing that I keep going back to is just how incredible that area is, whether it's the question of Portland or Vancouver. And here's a bit of a newsflash. I think I told you this. I'm not going to Vid Summit this year. So what I think I'm going to do is I was going to take the time I was going to go for Vid Summit and just go to Portland earlier and just be
Got it.
there, try to encompass myself, and then I'm ready for October 2nd.
Oh, that's smart. That's really smart. I don't I don't think I'm gonna go to Vid Summit either. I was on the fence, but oh my god, I got an email yesterday from Vid Summit, and they were promoting Darman as like one of the speakers. I don't know. Do you know Darman?
Yeah.
Okay, he's the guy who like does all that like. I feel like he just kind of plays on people's like worst. Um, he's the guy who does all those videos where it's like people are like really racist at the beginning or offensive, and then they like learn their lesson at the end. That's the guy, right?
Feel good story.
It's so saccharine and gross, and I'm like, I don't like you because I feel like I feel like he preys on people's assumptions of how horrible the world is,
Mm.
and then on the back end, he's like, nope, all we need is each other, and I'm like, I don't know if you need to. if you need to front load, there's so much hate and grossness. It
I,
feels so.
I think in a way he's guilty of spreading more vitriol, whether he realizes it or not. And you know what? He probably
I
does realize it. He just doesn't give a crap.
I
Who
kind
are
of
you
feel like
talking
that
about?
too.
You,
I
Matt. We're
kinda
talking
feel
about.
like that too. God, Matt, that's Matt. Hey,
Oh, there you go. That's right. What,
we're talking about Darman. Is it
Yeah,
Darman?
Darman,
Is that how
yeah.
I pronounce it?
Yeah, he says presenting at VidSummit.
So
Serenity says the one cheese you should not eat before bed: Munster. Munster.
mm,
Yeah.
you should put it under your bed.
Age.
Munster.
Yeah, nice a 3-year age on that.
Hmm.
Chef's kisses, Matt would say. And Matt's leaving again.
He's a big Darman lover.
Uh-oh.
We just offended.
Darman, Matt says, that's it. I'm a Darman fan. You've
He
insulted
probably
my...
he subscribes to Darman's OnlyFans. He's like, more Darman than you could imagine.
You stuff from my spank bank. I love it.
Mhm.
I try to encompass that term in multiple episodes. It's good.
So that just kind of that one made me start thinking. I was like, I don't know. Yes, he's got 35 billion. What was it? He said like, he's got like 35 billion views. I'm like, yeah, that's true. But I don't like respect your content that much. You know what I mean? Like, I'm
Mhm.
like, what are we chasing here? If we're chasing the view, like, what are we doing as people? If I don't know, maybe I'm making it too weird, because there's a lot of good people there too. A lot of good people, and maybe Darman underneath it all is great. I don't know, but I just think his content's kind of trash.
I look at someone who has just as many views, if not more, in Mr. Beast, and like there are better ways to get the audience, even if it is a bit gimmicky and kitsch sometimes. No offense to Mr. Beast, but he gets enough viewers, he's got enough subscribers, and he knows what he's doing. So like,
Yeah,
Yeah, money helps.
mhm.
Mr. Beast has lots of money. Well earned. No, I'm not taking anything away from him, but that's
totally.
part of the appeal.
Oh yeah,
He's giving away $100,000 for what? Who can stack the
He-
appliances the highest?
He's like weirdly like just a lottery ticket with good editing, because I feel like so much of his content's like, you want to win a car, you want to win $1,000, you want to win an island. I'm like, yeah, I want to win an island. It's like,
As,
I don't know.
as lighthearted as his content is, the editing is some of the best on the platform. No joke.
very good.
Mm.
Every second of every video is scrutinized, and the thumbnails, the amount of labor that goes into crafting every thumbnail, you wouldn't hardly believe it if you.
Last year, he had his production staff at VidSummit. They talked about the thumbnails and the
Yeah.
process that they used, and it is a work of art, but also a labor of love, because I know the sort of rigor they go into as far as creating these sort of thumbnails and whatnot.
Yeah, that
And
was
like when-
interesting. Sorry, Matt.
I was gonna say when his videos start, it's right into the content. There's no fluff, and then when they
Mhm.
end, they just it's the perfect YouTube experience. Anyway,
I think, and of course the corny theme music that he has at the end, it's like he knows how corny it is, but he plays it loudly and proudly at the end of every episode. But like, he knows what he's doing, and we are all like looking at this. It's like, what can we take if we take one segment of what Beast does and make our content a little more original in that perspective? It's like, he's definitely inspiration. Inspiration, that's an understatement and a half, but he's amazing.
he's doing things hardly anyone's doing. Like the other languages, they translate their
Yeah.
videos into not just the captions, they actually put the audio in other languages just to suck up more people, and it's working.
I would love to know, like, okay, so 7 billion people on this earth. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to know his metrics on when do people principally fall in love with Mr. Beast, and No, 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 not like romantically, but like when do they kind of like, I'm gonna watch every Mr. Beast video. I suspect it's when they're a stupid child, and bright colors and stuff just blow their minds, because it's just all the shapes and colors and quick editing. That's what they fall in love. Because I'm really sincerely, I can't watch it. Like I used to like try to watch it, and I'll watch it now like with a critical eye of like, oh, I see what he's doing editing. But just for sheer enjoyment, no way. It's so stupid. It's so stupid.
I
Like
think
we
I
just
do.
crashed a plane. I
I
don't
do
know.
the
Like it's
opposite.
just
I actually watch his stuff at 125. Like I cannot watch it for, even if it's a
okay.
short video. I can't watch it at 100%. I gotta watch it at 125.
Got it. Like watch it quicker, just to kind of blow
Yes.
through it quicker.
Hmm.
And what I'm wondering about. So I mean, I know we crossed over 100 million. I'm really interested. I wish that we knew this, but are the majority of his followers young, or are they people that have transitioned to being like in teens or maybe in the early 20s?
I think it's the
Because
latter.
I can't imagine it's people like in their late third or mid 30s, late 30s who are like, I gotta watch this content. So in that way, he's smart. Like he's getting them young, and then they're kind of growing through. And do they hang on? Like do they, when they're 25, hang on for nostalgia, and like they feel like they know him? And because I think I just came late to the game, and it's like I can appreciate it and I
Hmm.
see it and I appreciate what you're doing, but boy, if I were just flipping around, no way. Like this is just horrible. I
A
mean, not
lot of those
horrible,
questions
just
are
boring.
unanswerable unless you have access to his analytics, which obviously we don't. So,
Yeah.
but mass appeal is the name of the game. And I know it doesn't land with everyone, and it seems like
Hmm.
it doesn't land with a large segment of the population, but he's going for mass appeal. Things that he's trying to do stuff that will resonate with everyone. Like everyone says niche down, niche down, niche down.
Not him.
He's not. Like he's trying to make something that everyone can relate to. Now, it doesn't always land, but
No, but you're throwing darts on a dartboard anyway to see what lands. It's the beauty of ABC testing, right? And we talk A/B testing. He does ABC and multiple matrices of different testing algorithms.
one of Casey Neistat's highest performing videos was when he was on that crazy expensive first class airline seat. And like most everyone's been on an airplane, it just fit most people. And that's why it resonated. So, I mean, I don't know. Whatever he's doing, and he's doing he's blowing up.
Also, and this is something I wonder too, and we'll never have the metrics on this, but I always remind myself, like YouTube has no responsibility to anybody on the creative side to show the videos equally. They have no responsibility not to like fuck with numbers.
Hmm.
Like they're a business. They're owned by Google owns YouTube. They can do whatever they want. It's so I always wonder if Mr. Beast, being the age and the look and other things, kind of fit what YouTube wants to be perceived as, and they juice his stuff. And also by juicing his stuff, because they're juicing the right person too.
Right.
And I'm not saying this is necessary. They're juicing the person who wants to get better. So he's going to go hire editors, and he's going to get better and better editing. So I wonder if there are meetings, and I'm not like tinfoil hat guy, but I am wondering if there are meetings where they're circling certain people and they're like, we want YouTube to be that person. Let's make it happen by juicing the numbers, by giving more subscribers, more extension, more money and revenue, and they can use that money to edit better and do stuff like that.
Right.
Because YouTube owes us nothing. They give the impression like they're trying to help everybody, but they have no incentive to do that.
They've also tried to do a lot to take a social stance on things, and they've seen how bad it has backfired. People read into that. It's like, oh, what are you doing, YouTube? What is that about?
Yeah.
YouTube's been very forward. We're like, we want to put videos in front of people that want to watch the video, that we think want to watch. So they're very like, we're not playing favorites. We're just trying to put stuff in front of people that they want to watch so they stay on the platform longer.
We got Robin's Buys and DIYs over on YouTube who says hi to all of us. Says hi, Matt.
Oh,
Hi, John. Hi,
Robin.
Paul. Hi, Marilyn.
Hey, Robin.
Hey. Glad to have you. We're talking about anything and everything.
Anything and everything, including one of the various methods in which you're watching tonight's program, YouTube.
That's interesting you mentioned what you did, JV, about YouTube kind of being like, once they were pushing agendas, they kind of were getting, like, people were pushing back. Because Mr. Beast, if anything, he is the anti-agenda. Like, what is the biggest stance he has is like, hey, we should save the oceans and plant trees. Bold statement, sir. Like, I mean, yeah, 100%. That's a great statement. So it's like he doesn't like have any sort of other, like, niche agendas, I would say.
No, nothing controversial at all.
No, nothing controversial. So
I think about the early days of YouTube, and I think of the basically the rising stars and the legends of the early days of YouTube. I think of Rhett and Link, right? I think of Good Mythical Morning. I think of those people. I think of still going at it, 14 seasons, however, I've been doing it 10 years over there, I'm sure. But like, I think they got staying power because eventually that audience became a bit niche, but they became an audience of diehards, I being one of them. But you look at Mr. Beast, and he definitely transcends almost all the audiences. That is what makes Beast incredible. And you made this point about 5 minutes ago, Paul. It's like we were told to be niche, try to go to a certain audience, but maybe there's something to be said about just going at it from a generalized, omniscient, omnipresent sort of method where you're just living the human experience. You're talking about something that's not controversial. You're talking about things from a very humanistic perspective. With the, I hate to go religious, golden rule sort of in the back of the mind.
Well, I definitely can't take credit for that. I think Matt said that about the niche down.
That's right, Matt.
So,
sorry about that.
Hey,
it's been a long week.
Speaking of OG YouTubers, do you know of a YouTuber called Zay Frank? Do you know Zay Frank?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like him.
He was on the platform day one. That guy, he never blinked on camera. He edited out all the blinks, so it was kind of weird that way. He's a weird guy. He did Earth Sandwich. Did you hear about Earth Sandwich? Mm-hmm. So the idea is you put a loaf of bread or a slice of bread on the ground, and then the exact opposite point on the globe, you put another slice of bread, and it's an Earth Sandwich.
How many views for Earth Sandwich just to make me die inside?
I don't know, but he was a great YouTuber. Like he would do the weird stuff. Like he would go to hotels and he would carefully unwind the toilet paper and then start writing on the toilet paper and then roll it back up for the next guest. And the next guest is pulling up. They would get these weird messages. Guy was a nut. Yeah.
Another YouTuber I watch is a guy, I forgot his name, but he goes by Electro Boom. He's basically knows electricity, and he always seems to be shocking himself every time he's on camera. Intentionally.
He made the electric guitar by putting the strings directly into the AC outlet.
That's right. That's right.
Don't do that at home, kids.
So if you like science and you love sadomasochism, he's your guy.
You know what maybe Mr. Beast does really well is like all the things we're talking about are kind of like the moments that we're talking about is like putting things in and electrocuting yourself is just like it's like stupid painful stuff, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it's memorable. But maybe what Mr. Beast does, I feel like I'm having a moment here. I feel like what Mr. Beast does is he packages stupid underneath inside a story. Like he takes, there's so much dumb inside it to be memorable, but he's like, well, we got to wrap it up like a package, like wrapping paper with a story, and then so it kind of feels like it's more substantive, but really it's just people sticking shit in an electrical outlet and getting shocked, and then we're all kind of like hilarious.
And the Beast case is always cash and prizes involved too.
Yeah. You know what it is? It's AFV. It's America's Funniest Videos, but just packaged around a narrative. That's kind of what it is.
Shock value content is exactly right.
Shock value content.
It's exactly what it is. But like, it goes back to one of the things I've always talked about is, as long as you have known me, Matt and Paul, is I still believe in the hallmark of one of the best genres there have ever been in television, radio, social media, and that of the game show. There is still a lot to be said about game shows. And Mr. Beast is evident about that. And it's more of a talent competition, more the physical game show sort of ability. It's a contest. But Beast's best videos thrive on a contest.
You're right. Almost all of his stuff is contest. Who's going to get the 10,000?
Marilyn says, Paul, everyone has the right to be stupid. It's just that some people abuse the privilege. LOL. And by abusing,
right,
shocking yourself.
Abuse the privilege.
Right. Nah.
You should be a game show host. You should start your own YouTube game show.
Yeah.
In person.
You should, JV. I feel like you know the game show aesthetic, the way they talk, all that stuff.
We always seem to go back to this conversation once a year, and I'm getting closer and more comfortable with the idea. But part of me says I need an audience, and like an actual audience.
I know.
I love all of you.
They will come,
of course, but I'll tell you why I'm saying this. I think about the major sort of psychological damage the last 2.5 years, 3 years have been. But you also look at a production like, and here he goes again about this, Price is Right, and having a season without an audience and just bringing people in from the back, but then having a very limited audience of like 50 to 60 that have been tested left, right, and sideways for a certain disease that COVID. They were tested for COVID. And it doesn't feel the same. My hope, and I don't know what's going on right now over in Television City, is I hope they have a full audience again, because that show thrives on audience participation. There is a lot to be said about audience participation. Paul, you know that really well from your work in improv. Audience participation tells a story.
Season 100%. 1, you do on the cheap just to prove it out. You get $30,000, you do $10,000 in equipment, $10,000 in the set pieces, and $10,000 in prize money, and you cobble it together on a shoestring budget, and then you prove it out. And then year 2, you find a location and you get your studio audience going, and you build the infrastructure to handle the people and blah 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 blah. It could happen.
I will say this, and this is not a cop out for any stretch of the imagination. It's also because there's so many things going on around me, 9 to 5s, all that stuff. But I would love to do it. I would need a little bit of help. I'm just saying it as an honest, fragile man. A little bit of help would definitely help as far as putting a production like that together, even in a most bare bones sort of pilot sort of stage.
Well, no, even the bare bones, you can't do it yourself. You would need someone in charge of photography. You would need a manager. You would need a couple runners. You would need a small team. But imagine what JV's life would be like if this was a reality and it was successful. Your full-time job would seem very small compared to that experience.
Coming up with the next greatest concept that has hit the genre, and that has been basically an incredible show for for social media and television and whatnot. Yeah, that's a dream.
The next greatest is a tall order. You just have to you could easily show Hollywood that the production value is equal to or greater than their stuff on a shoestring budget.
You want to know something sad real quick? I'm just being really, no script, obviously, a conversation about anything and everything. Who cares? But here's the reality. I do know people who are in the genre that are still producing and doing work within the genre. And if I can get a couple of people to basically be the backbone to this along with me, my idea, they're the backbone, I can definitely do something. And it's not that I don't know anybody. I do know people. If you look at my Facebook, I got friends.
I got a
I
suggestion.
just haven't done it. Go ahead.
So what you do is you start having lunch meetings with these potential people after you have a plan that they can digest, get them on board, move the business, move the business side forward. Now, don't do anything yet. Don't commit to anything. And then once it seems viable, Kickstarter will fund it. Or Indiegogo,
Indiegogo probably.
If you got on these game show forums and you pitched it, hey, I'm John, and I'm gonna have this game show, and here's my Kickstarter, and you got that good video on the Kickstarter, because video lives on Kickstarter, and you have that good video. You pull the heartstrings, the good vibes. You're like, yeah, I'll spend $250 and back this, and you might end up with 50 grand out of it, or 100 grand.
A pitch
And you're
video,
off to the
maybe
races.
a pitch video, maybe a back of the envelope sort of alpha pilot. That would be in the presentation material for the Kickstarter or the Indiegogo.
And think about the perks, like, okay, you could be a contestant. If you give me $2,000, you pledge $2,000, you're in the contestant. I don't know, but like, there's ways to solve the I ain't got no money and I don't got the resources question. It's a good idea that will resonate with people, and let me tell you, I think there's a lot of people in the game show enthusiast niche.
JV, you should. I think you're right, Matt. JV, you should go onto Twitch, because there are people over on Twitch who do like game show sorts of stuff. So, just to kind of see how to maybe to do it and not have a huge budget necessarily to start off.
I gravitate to a thought that is, it's been obvious in the last month and a half, based on what NBC has done with Mr. Fallon over there with Password. And people are watching it. Now, granted, ratings aren't at the ratings that we knew from 20, 30, 40 years ago. You get 1 million, 1.5 million, they're very happy with that. Like, there's still an audience for this. And you look at some of the higher rated shows in primetime, they're game shows. They're going back to a world back when Millionaire was on 5 nights a week on ABC, because ABC didn't know what else to put there, and it was getting ratings left, right, and sideways. We're there again in 22. And like, I am of the thought that the sort of concept that's in my mind does have a lot of tradition behind it. It is basically traditional. It's not, I'm going to put my... Matt is raising his hand.
I don't want to cut you off. A lot of tradition. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I mean, it's not any sort of thing where you're putting your finger in a light socket. It is an honest-to-God trivia concept with a little bit of luck to it. That is my concept, which is your traditional Goods and Todman, that sort of model, right? You think about those shows, Chuck Barris, that sort of model works. And I think in 22, that model would definitely work. In 23, absolutely. Go ahead, Matt.
My only plea to you, JV, is that you keep it a 100% web-based endeavor, and you retain 100% ownership of the intellectual property. If you sell out and put this on television, I think that would be a wrong
I agree.
move. And let me tell you, if it takes off the way I think it's going to take off, Hollywood's going to be knocking on your door, and you've got to say no.
Well, you look at
100% ownership. This is the JV Productions Inc.
as much as I
own.
As much as I don't want to admit to this, I look at the work that Byron Allen did with Entertainment Studios, and that is a model. It is something where he basically held back against all the big types and then was able to sell it at a point where he felt most comfortable with. And then he's got many different shows. Granted, they air at 2 a.m. in the morning on many different markets, but he has enough money to basically do more and more shows, and people know Entertainment Studios. They know Byron. They know exactly the content he puts out there. Like, that is a dream.
Television is not the path to success. with this type of endeavor.
Mm-mm.
Staying away from television is the ingredient to success, in my opinion.
The hallmarks of television, yes, but without using the television model. I think the hallmarks are going to be the thing
I'm
that
talking the
sell.
actual broadcast should not
No,
be on television. That's all
no,
that's all
I
I'm
agree.
talking about.
Absolutely
Yeah,
agree.
yeah.
But I think
You
the standard should resonate a lot of what we've known from a television era, except it's done online.
yeah, you'd blow up. You'd blow up.
Yeah.
But don't think, oh well, I'm busy at my full-time job. I'm too There's solutions to all of that will work with your life as however difficult it is that you think fitting it into your life now. There are answers to make it work. That's
What
all.
we would call a high class problem, because we know it'd be a format that works, and then we know a place where we could distribute the format and the whole nine. That is a high class problem.
Well, think about it. Just think if this would be a reality, and then think how you get from point A to point B. Do it on the shoestring, prove it out, and then just think where it could. It's exciting.
Oh yeah,
Exciting. I couldn't do that because I don't have the game show drive that you do. I wouldn't be a good game show host. I don't think I'd be a good game show. I wouldn't be a great game show host, but that's not my thing. That's your thing. You could pour your passion into this, and
I wouldn't be the one hosting it though. This is my idea. I'd find someone that I know can host it left, right, and sideways.
it.
Oh, you wouldn't want to host?
Nope. Mm-mm.
I thought you'd be on the mic.
Nope. I'm gonna be the producer and on the mic.
I thought you'd be the in front of the camera talent.
No. I would want to take a sort of I hate to say this, but I would want to take a Dick Clark sort of role from an executive producer sort of perspective and do that and find someone that can actually drive this. Find a great host, find a great announcer, find that sort of television production value, but do it online. And we both know, all three of us, we know a lot of people that either in social media or in traditional media that would jump on this quickly.
Yeah. I like the idea of getting it off the ground on a shoestring budget. You can outsource the graphic design. You can outsource, there's the gig economy, baby. People will put together anything you need for it. And wow. Yeah.
And I can get sponsored by Fogo. No, then maybe it gets sponsored.
Hey, once the dollars roll in, you could franchise your own Fogo.
Oh, that's another thing for another day. By the way, could we live stream Fogo with friends on the 11th? You think we got 3 or 4 cameras we could use?
Could you see us setting up all our equipment?
Oh yeah, I could see Ivan and the whole crew.
The tripods and things like that.
It'd be fine. It'd be fine.
People don't realize, a tripod has a 4-foot circular footprint. They're not.
They would put us in the back corner so no one's tripping over it. But Ivan would find a way to trip over it. And then he'll try to put House Special in your purse. That's what he does.
Well,
never gets old.
Never gets old. I love thinking through these business solutions. I dig it.
Well, I feel like I've taken 30 minutes on my what's your dream right now? What's your big concept, Matt and Paul?
Yeah, Matt, what's your dreams?
Oh dear Lord.
Uh-oh.
Don't get inside my head. It's a scary place.
Oh, it's a great place. You kidding me?
I want to do fun things and put it on the internet. That's kind of where I'm at. I would like all things YouTube to be a commercial success. I'm getting it there slowly, but I know I'm not putting 100% into it because I like doing my woodworking, I like doing my piano, and I like doing other things. But putting out there on the internet what I like to do, that's what I see myself doing in the future.
That's happiness.
Yeah, it's worked so far.
Easy joining us from Australia. He says, good morning. Just dropping in to say hi before he goes to his appointment. Hope everything works out with your appointment, Easy. Good to see you this morning.
I do have, and this is sort of, am I crazy? But I do have some thoughts about doing some production runs in the wood shop. I have a few items I'm thinking about producing that I think would have commercial success. But I'm telling you, retail sales is a harsh life. You know, oh, I didn't get it. You signed for it. I didn't get it. Like there's a lot of that crap that happens, you know, when in shipping and things like that. But yeah, so I'm thinking about that. So maybe something like that will happen. Which
you have
I
a
think
plan?
would be good. I want to get a new table saw. I want to get some new equipment. I want to replace some of my equipment. So I'm thinking about investing a couple $1,000s and getting some things kind of spruced up down there.
If you think about it by way of a business plan, I mean, it's just a matter of what does the line items look like? What does the proposed balance sheet look like for that? What sort of investment are you trying to make?
I haven't pushed around the numbers too hard, but I think I've talked about it before. I want to do cutting boards that look like a piano. And the thing about pianos is it's a very affluent endeavor. Like usually people that play the piano have the means to spend on high-end kitchen showpieces like piano cutting boards and other fun things like that. So I think in that respect, I think it's a smart move.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see.
And Paul, I know how much you're incredible at what you do with the improv and the comedy work that you do.
Thanks.
What do you want to do with us? I mean, you're already trying to do the improv shows, which you do a great job with. But what's next?
I don't know. I don't know. I've been thinking possibly. Well, I would like to do a podcast because I think bringing the energy and filling 30 to 45 minutes or an hour isn't. I can do that okay. I just don't know what to do a podcast on. Sometimes I don't know. Do you guys ever listen to Tim Dillon? Might not be.
I've heard of it. Yeah.
Okay. It's funny. It's very dark. It's very silly. It's very funny. But I do like it because it is a nice reminder when I listen. I'm like, oh, he just kind of talks about the news and he kind of gives his very dark comedic perspective, and people enjoy it. He's found his audience. I mean, he's built it over years and years. So sometimes I just don't know what to do a podcast on, but I think sometimes just talking about maybe the news of the day and things that I think are that I can do something funny about and riff on can be enjoyable. So yeah, I'd say a podcast.
So to put a little bit of a twist on this for a second, going off of one of the podcasts I subscribe to, would you do it in the voice of you as Paul Burke, professional comedian, improv artist, or would you do it as another character? And I think in the back of my mind what Jim Norton's done with something like Chip Chipperson, and he has a weekly podcast based on the Chip Chipperson character, and he riffs on that.
Oh, you know what? I'll listen to that. I haven't heard Chip Chipperson. So
it's raunchy, but it's Norton.
That's
Norton's
fine.
Fantastic.
That's fine. I'm okay with that. Dark, Dylan's very dark, and I mean, yeah, I'm fine with it. I like dark comedy, and raunch is fine. I'll listen to it. Yeah, I don't know. I was thinking kind of more myself. I honestly don't know. I also know I do much better when I'm riffing with somebody, like whether it's one of my improv friends or you guys. It's just so much easier when you're playing off of somebody than it also. I mean, you guys know this too. Like when you're live streaming, it's a weird beast. Like you think you're saying something funny, but you have no indication, because not only do you have a 4 or 5 second, 10-second lag, but people who are laughing aren't writing LOL in the chat all the time unless it's like a really killer joke. So you don't really know what's good and what isn't. So building momentum can be kind of hard. But if you have somebody you're streaming with and that person's laughing, you got like a barometer. Like there's something to check in on.
Yeah, you have talent with you that gives you some sort of idea that, okay, this is getting somewhere. Even if the audience is not typing or sending or liking or whatnot, you have an idea that's working. You think about it as far as rehearsals at SNL versus what happens in production. The rehearsals at SNL, more times than not, end up being really solid as far as what makes it to the show and what doesn't make it to the show. Now, every now and then something bombs. We've all seen it. But they used that rehearsal and that whole week leading up to the Saturday night show to figure out what goes in that and what doesn't, and what is killing and what is not killing based on themselves, and maybe a pilot, a run-through audience, dress rehearsal audience. But we're doing the same thing right now. 3 of us, or 5 of us, or last week 7 of us. And we know what works. We know what's funny. We know what gets their attention because it's getting our attention. We're making a very confirmed assumption that it's probably resonating on the audience of this channel. Channels, plural.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. So, I mean, I would say that's the one thing I'm thinking about doing, like a podcast, on top of just trying to like put out more video stuff on my YouTube channel. So, yeah. Thanks for asking. That's really nice. I would love to keep hanging out, guys. I actually have to jump to that drone class.
Yes.
But this was a ton of fun. This is always a great time every week. So thanks.
Paul, love you, bro. Have fun with the drones. Have a happy and healthy Labor Day weekend. You take care of yourself. I'll talk to you later, buddy.
You too, guys. Bye.
Bye. Paul Burke, ladies and gentlemen. Paul Burke.
The one and only.
How do you stand on time right now?
I got a little bit.
Can you do 9? So you're not going to run this show off the rails. Can you do 90 seconds? I just have to run out for 1 second.
Yeah, you got it.
And I'll put you on guest 1, and there you go. And
got it.
I'll be right back.
All right. What are we going to talk about? Want to hear some piano? I'll give you some piano action. Let me know in the chat if you want me to tickle the ivories. And do that while we're gone. I presume you heard that. There you go. That's a little something, something. Yeah, you got it. You got it. that 1 is a full octave. You got to really stretch it out. Here's another part of that song that I really like.
Okay, I'm back. Matt, we can't hear the piano playing. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I have come back to the studio. Matt is playing the piano right now, and we can't hear the wonderful tunes that he's creating on his keyboard. I'll go back to 2 panel here and talk to you as Matt is playing away there. He's learned the keyboard really well in the last 2-3 years he's been doing it. It's good stuff. I believe he's playing We Built This City, but I would have no idea that he's playing We Built This City, but he's going at it right now. Michelle says, we heard the first one. And Easy says, I have to go to my appointment. Have a good one. Easy, take care of yourself. Have a good appointment. I will talk to you later, sir. I am a big fan of Starship. Great band. I mean, they used to be old Jefferson Airplane and ended up being Starship eventually. But like, he's definitely a great 80s song. I think about one of my favorite 80s songs. We Built This City is definitely one of them. The other one I would look at is Sarah. Sarah was another song from, I think, the same album by Starship. Like, it was an incredible album for sure. And now we break the bad news to Matt.
And you're back. Oh, I didn't turn on the piano that time.
No, you were just...
Darn it.
Yeah.
Well, trust me, it was awesome.
Yeah. Oh, man.
You look at the soundboard and you see the mute light on. What are you supposed to do?
I was talking about the wonders of Starship and how a great band they are, even going back as Jefferson Airplane and ending up as Starship. That We Built This City. And I was talking about Sarah, one of my favorite Starship songs. Easy as Seeing It. Yeah, great album. Easy Seeing a Sponsor. Good luck. Easy, take care of yourself. And Michelle says, great band indeed. Marilyn says, he's going to be embarrassed when he gets back. Matt, are you embarrassed?
Not really.
Okay, there you go.
That's probably my biggest character flaw. I hardly ever get embarrassed, which means I do a lot of stupid things in front of a lot of people, often. But hey.
There is nothing wrong with that. It's living life and enjoying life for everything it can bring you.
Yeah.
Michelle says, love the Starship, Matt. Great job.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Piano Awesome. That's a YouTube channel I have. And Saturday, I'm going to try and record it. Try.
You're just recording, or you're going to be doing it? You're not going to do it live. You're going to record it and then put it up there, right?
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, I used to play with the keyboard when I was a teenager. I'm more of I play by ear. I'm definitely not classically trained or whatsoever, but like I look at you and look at what you do, and like it's really getting me thinking about going back to the keyboard.
I have a long way to go, and the music theory is something I really need a lot more of because it's a lot of fighting through the material, but I think if once I get grounded in music theory, I think my skill will take off, or at least the ease of reading the sheet music and translating it into a performance. Like that should get a lot easier if I grasp better music theory. Now, music theory is something you can go to college for years and still not fully, right. It is. You'd think a circle of fifths. Okay, there. I know everything there is to know. Well, there's a lot more to it. Believe me. I watch a lot of these videos where they'll break down the songs and they'll talk about the chord progressions, and it's just fascinating. I don't fully grasp all of it, but I can kind of hang on and follow it, and I'm like, man, like I wish I had that. And it'll get there. I just got to get there.
One thing I failed to mention when Paul was on is before the marathon, I'm actually doing something that I am really looking forward to. And it just so happens that on the 30th, the Friday before the marathon, Natalie Dawn of Pomplamoose is doing a concert in Portland, and I'm going to see her. And I'm really looking forward to seeing her because she's phenomenal. Love her. She's not doing any Pomplamoose stuff. She's doing her French stuff. She's doing a lot of her her own personal stuff, which I find Natalie to be incredible.
I could do without Dorsey. You know, he's
Dorsey's good. I do like Dorsey. I do like Pamplemousse. I love Pamplemousse. Why am I saying like? I love Pamplemousse, but Natalie is an incredible artist, and I can't wait to see her.
I can't appreciate Dorsey as a musician because I just see him as such a lackadaisical CEO. Like he's got some very lacking business sense about him, and I'm like, oh, dude. I mean, he had it. He had the goose that lays the golden eggs. He had it in the palm of his hands, and he let it go to crap, and it'll never be what it could have been because he made stupid business decisions.
I got a question for you though. At the end of the day, and we don't know Dorsey. We don't know the back of his mind, the front of his mind, that and the other thing. And we don't know what the interactions are with Dorsey and his family and his marriage, whatnot.
Hold up.
Okay.
I've seen a lot of his interviews where he talks about his life and the decisions that he's made and why he's made it. He's done a lot of footage, there's a lot of videos out there that get behind his thinking. So I am very well grounded in a lot of his thought process. But you're right, you can't know everything.
I guess my question there, and I think you have a good idea what the answer to this question is. Do you think he's really disappointed? I think he's living the best life he can.
Oh, his level of enjoyment and disappointment is really not that relevant.
Mm-hmm. It's relevant to him, though.
I mean, listen, he's got a company. He's the CEO of a company, and it's still operational. Kudos to him. Yeah. But what it could have been, like, listen, there was a time where Patreon was the only answer.
Yep.
It got to the point where it was ingrained in society. Oh, you want to tip a YouTuber? That's what you do. Mm-hmm. Like it was just the thing. And he let it slip away. So yeah, no, well, I mean, it's got to be a brutal existence being CEO of Patreon, because a lot of investors, they want their money back. I mean, they want a return, and those numbers aren't looking good. No. I mean, they make pennies on the dot. I mean,
it's a mess.
It's a middleman business, and I'm very skeptical about middleman businesses. Like, you don't need Patreon to be successful. At one time you did, and he let that slip away. But, anyway.
Marilyn says, "Gotta go, friends. Have a great Memorial weekend." I'm assuming she's meant Labor Day weekend with 3 purple hearts, 3 blue hearts back at you, Marilyn. You have a great weekend.
So, yeah, but I do like the Pamplemousse and
Natalie. Yeah,
I do like Natalie. She's her voice it can be very quiet. Like, she doesn't have to belt things out to be fabulous. Right. She can, but a lot of her stuff it's delivered soft or on the softer side, and everything's in perfect pitch key. It's just, yeah, it's
the work she does with those French albums is just impressive. Just way impressive. Love it. Love her. Can't wait to see her on the 30th.
And the other band members of Pamplemousse, they're all top of their game. Like, they are professional musicians. And Jack's talent is very good too.
Yeah.
Like, he's talented on the keyboard, no doubt. And I think that's important, having the best of the best. Like Ozzy Osbourne, only surrounded by the top of the industry. Like Sharon, because she ran the show, she wouldn't hire a bassist or a guitar. You had to be the best talent.
It goes back to the old thought, Matt, that when we surround ourselves with greatness, we ourselves end up becoming greater through osmosis and through learning from what we are witnessing in front of our very eyes and through working with these people. And I say that wholeheartedly because I'm proud to be working with you, Matt. Very proud to be working with Paul on this show. I'm very proud of knowing who I've gotten to know in the last 2 years. I've grown so much as a person, and I would be a fraction of who I am if it wasn't for all of you. And I mean that.
Well, awesome. I'm glad to be lumped into that type of caliber. But as a concept, yeah, to be successful in this world, you need other people. And some areas of life you shouldn't cheap out on, and you need professionals around you. Content creation is one thing, but all areas of life, accounting, lawyer, doctor, like there are some things where you should seek out even my dentist, all of them have have doctorates. They're not physician's assistants.
Content creation is, rest assured, in the artistry for sure, but behind it all is also a strong sense of professionalism, individualism, and organization. And if there hasn't been things I haven't learned in the last 2 years watching all of you, I don't know.
Creativity, the
Yes,
creative process
yes.
is you can reach a professional level with the creative process as well.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Because what we do is for the masses. Like you can argue, like if you're making paintings to sell one, like you can kind of beauty's in the eye of the beholder. But when you're doing stuff for mass appeal, commercial, because we're doing commercial content, and I know it's not like television that would have a commercial, but like stuff to be embraced by the masses, like you need creativity does have a professional, like you could, that's why road signs are black text on a yellow background. They're like the yield sign. There's a reason. There's a design reason that that's a commercial choice. That's a horrible example for the creative stuff we do, but
you're in the ballpark.
Yeah. Get out of my brain. It's a scary place.
No, your brain is fantastic, and I'm glad to know it for sure.
Yeah, man. I'm fortunate to be able to follow a lot of the crazy ideas that I have. But the crazy ideas I have, as crazy as they are, and as I do try and have a financial component to it. Like I am earning money from YouTube. Like and I do occasionally sell some things in the wood shop. So it's not like I'm just blowing money on nothing.
No.
It does come around. Now I'd like it doesn't come around where I'm in the black ever.
No.
But it does relieve the pressure.
But it is satisfying multiple things that you're trying to pursue in life. And if there is a little bit of a cash flow back in, not to say it's in the black, it's still red, you're doing something, which is more than what other people are doing.
And I don't know if I've ever told anyone, but my my AdSense, I've never I've never spent any of the AdSense on anything ever. It goes into an account that's completely separate, and I've never
touched a dime
ever.
Wow.
Now, it's not a lot of money, but what goes in has, now that's not to say I won't. Of course I'll spend it at some point, but that I've kept.
Yeah, that's,
I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't know it's there.
There'll be a point in time where you have the question of reinvestment of that, or taking in a little bit for yourself to pay back yourself for the work that you've put in, but to put yourself in a position where you at least have the framework to do it at some point in time.
Yeah. And all the other stuff I turn around and reinvest. The super chats and the merch, the book, the digital sales, all that I reinvest. That's kind of how I can spend the money on the gear, and to some extent, well, the Nord piano, I used my web development dollars from my big client that I was talking about earlier. I have a separate business account for that web development, and I'm like, you know what? It's time to dust out the cobwebs of that particular wallet and spend it on something I want.
I think the point is, though, none of the money that I would deem, or you would deem, quote unquote, personal was used to that purchase. So there was some sort of business to business sort of expenditure that was made to get you that keyboard.
Yeah. Well, as a matter of fact, what was it? It was when I did that upgrade. I spent 3 months rolling out that, because when AWS had to upgrade the PHP, and it was like a major upgrade that had new code, and it freaked me out like that. And I was kind of like, I was not making as much content. I think it was December, January, and February, and it was into January 2021.
Wow.
I think. But those 3 months, I was like, everything was kind of like coasting as far as YouTube, all my YouTube stuff, because I was trying to do that. And then the money I got for that launch was basically turned into the Nord Piano 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in a way, you're creating content based on it, so it comes back in one way or another.
Yeah. I should find a way to monetize the Piano Awesome. It has almost 400 subscribers over there, and when I post my Piano Awesome videos, I post it just to my personal Facebook timeline, my profile, also as a raw uploaded video. I don't just link to the YouTube channel. So I'm not even incentivizing anyone to go over there to Piano Awesome, but they're finding it. And
that's how it starts. They at least know of it, and then they're telling people about it, or the algorithm is bringing people to it as well. So you have that traction.
It's fun. It's fun to see people follow along when you're figuring something out in life that takes multiple years, because that's what I'm doing. It's a document of my learning journey.
It's the journey itself, and how you get down the journey is maybe more times than not the most entertaining thing about it. And if we can chronicleize that, as I know you do, and as I'm trying to through my journey of the last 3.5 years, well, there's a lot to be said about that. So
yeah, it's fun.
Anyhow,
all right, want to put a bow on this?
Yeah, I'm going to put a bow on it. I'm going to talk about the episode on Tuesday, and then we will do this again 1 week from tonight at 6:30 Eastern. Matt, thank you, man.
Subscribe.
Thank you for jumping on. Thank you for being an incredible co-host. I love you, bro, and I will talk to you later, sir.
Love you too. Bye, everyone.
Matt Haas, ladies and gentlemen. And we're going to go back to Maine, and we're going to put a bow on this, and I'm going to get this back over to Maine. There we go. Matt Haas, Paul Burke. Just a great episode and a great conversation. We do talk about anything and everything, and we have ideas. We have many ideas. We're creatives. We love the ideas we have, but to have an open and honest conversation about the creatives, well, that's you can't trade that for the world. You really can't. And I really can't trade this audience. I really can't trade the host. I can't trade the people I've gotten to know in the last 2.5, 3 years. I am thankful for all of you. I will repeat that. I am really thankful for all of you. You've helped me grow as a human being, grow as a professional, as a person. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Some final comments, then we'll talk about next week. Michelle says, thanks, everyone. And she also says, great hangout, y'all. With sunglasses, hearts, the Canadian flag, the American flag, sunshine, hearts. Michelle, back at you. It was great having you on tonight. So Tuesday, on the next episode of Venture, we're going to talk about codependency again, but we're going to talk about codependency in the eyes of Stoicism, which is basically taking a rigid-like personality and being very hard-fast and basically shifting yourselves underneath the covers to push everything else in front. when it's in the wraps of codependency, it could be a very toxic thing. There's also ways that Stoicism can be a very healthy thing. We're going to talk about the relationship between codependency and Stoicism on the next episode of Venture Forward. That will be on Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. And then 1 week from tonight, we will do what we normally do on Friday nights. Have a conversation about anything and everything with Matt Haas, Paul Burke, and all of you. It is the time of the week I look forward to the most, and I love doing it each and every week, and I love the conversations that come out of it. But until then, I hope you have a happy and healthy holiday weekend. Take good care of yourselves. Be careful out there. Stay safe. Stay